All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we are going to focus on our success criteria of finding the standard equation of a circle by completing the square. I hope that phrase is not unique to us, because if you have taken Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, you definitely have had experience with completing the square. So as we notice here, obviously, in this example, we have an expanded form of an equation. This definitely is not in standard form. Remember, our standard form of our equation, x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. The goal is to get it into standard form equation so we can easily identify the center and the radius of the circle. We're in expanded form right now, so we have to take this form and turn it into this. So, how is this possible? Well, completing the square is a topic that basically said this. If we have a binomial in this fashion, x squared plus bx, I can complete the square by making it a binomial being squared. So, I can add the second coefficient divided by 2 and square it, and I will be able to factor this form now to look like this. X minus, it's not going to be h, but the same concept there. And what ends up happening is we get that this would factor out to x minus b over 2 all quantity squared. Oh, I'm sorry, not minus, but adding. I don't know why I put minus in there. Adding b over 2 quantity squared. So that's the goal. So what we're going to try to do is to use this concept to regroup this expanded equation. So let's take a look here. And I'm going to erase this. So if you need to pause the video, you can pause the video. So now let's think about what we have. Well, first and foremost, we need to group all the x's together. And then we need to group all the y's together. And what I want to do is I want to get those by themselves on the left-hand side. And so I'm going to move that 16 over. And you notice I left some space. Well, the reason why I left some space is because I'm going to complete the square for my x's and my y's. So I will add my b over 2 quantity squared for both cases. So my first x's, negative 8 is my b. So I will add a negative 8 over 2 squared. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I will also add a negative 8 over 2 squared to the right side. Well, I will do the same thing for my y's. I will take b, which is 4, and I will take 4 over 2 quantity squared, and I will add that to both sides of my equation because we have to keep it a truth, and the validity has to stay true of the equation. So now I get negative 8 over 2, which is negative 4, so it's a positive 16. So I get x squared minus 8x plus 16 here. And then I'm going to have plus, and I will do the same factor, or same simplifying for my y's. So I have y squared plus 4y plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And then all of this is also saying like I added 16 and I added 4 to it. So 16 and 16 is 32 plus 4 is 36. All right, so let me switch colors here so I don't start getting confused as to what we're actually working on. And so now let's think about this. If I break up these two equations, and going back to what our completing the square is going to be, I can now factor those two sets of blue parentheses to get it looking like our standard equation of the circle. Because 4 times 4 is 16, but negative 4 times negative 4 is 16 also, but together it adds to give me negative 8. So really this is x minus 4 quantity squared plus y, same thing here. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So I get y plus 2 quantity squared, and that all equals 36. Well, looky there, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have put myself in the standard equation of a circle, meaning that the center will equal the opposite of what I see, so positive 4, negative 2, with a radius of the square root of 36, which is 6. And that is how to take an expanded form of an equation and turn it into standard and find the center and the radius.